Today, I'm going to share my financial goals for 2023 with you. Hello and welcome. My name is Peter B. and I welcome you here at My First Million, where we are trying to achieve our financial goals together. So in the last video, we talked about how to find what's the best way to find your financial goals, which financial goals are most matching for you in your personal situation. So I don't want to hold back and also want to open up and give you insights on what I'm doing for my personal situation and what I'm planning to improve my financial situation for 2023. So for this, let me quickly move over to my whiteboard. So this is a quick recap of what we took a look in the last video. So this is the wealth cycle, which I already covered many times in my channel before. So the wealth cycle is basically showing us all the most essential things that you need to know in order to win financially. You have your earnings, then you subtract your spendings from your earnings, which will give you the savings. And then ideally, when you save enough, you have money left over that you can use for investments. And if you are doing a good job in investments, the investments will generate a positive rate of return and therefore will over time give you a passive income boost into your earnings. So for setting the goals for improving your financial situations as soon as possible, the best way is to identify your weakest link here. Maybe you are super strong at earning, but you have a spending issue. Then it doesn't help a lot that you boost additionally your earnings, because even though maybe you can double or triple your earnings because you have such amazing abilities for boosting your earnings, if you have at the same time a spending problem, it doesn't matter how much you earn, you will potentially spend it all just on maybe more and more expensive goods and items. So find your weakest link here. So in my personal situation, I think I'm very well controlled in my spendings and earn decent currently. So therefore my savings rate is pretty good. So my weakest link is potentially investments, where I can continue learning, and also my earnings, because I already earn decent, but I think mid to long term, there's much more potential here for me as well. So what will I be doing? So here are my goals for 2023. So for the earning side, these are my goals. First and foremost, I want to be an even better entrepreneur. So as you might know, I'm employed at a company, and therefore my main income is the salary I'm getting from my job. But I'm not considering myself as a simple employee. I'm considering myself as an entrepreneur within that company, doing the best what I can to improve that company, to help my employer to win, which then also will help me to win as well. So I did a video about entrepreneurship, and there's a whole area, a bunch of things that you could be doing. But being very proactive, driving change, speaking out if something is not going well, driving your projects to success. This is all what an entrepreneur is doing. And this is my first and I think most important goal for 2023 when it comes to my finances. I want to help the company to continue growing, and I want to help my employer to get progress in the right areas. Then related to that, always I'm considering myself as a lifetime learner. So I started already a project management course, which is pretty intensive, but covering both levels, more like a basic levels, but also like some very detailed levels in that course. So I want to complete this in Q1 so that I have all the basics set down that I need as a project manager just to solidify my skills there. So this is my second goal for the upcoming year, which should help me over time to improve my earnings. Then from the previous video, you also hear me mentioning maybe you can build up a side hustle. Maybe you can work on a second job to get an additional income. Or maybe you can build up your business. I don't plan to build up a business. I also don't have a second job currently because I feel myself being an entrepreneur in my current job and being the father of 2 small kids, I'm pretty occupied already. But what I want to do more as a side hustle and maybe also as a hobby is continue working on this on this YouTube channel. So my goal is to at least publish 1 video per week. And I have my stretch goal here to publish at least 100 videos in this year. That would be around every week publishing two videos. So there's a lot of things more coming here in this channel. So if you want to win financially together, please stay tuned. And I would be very happy if you would be joining me on that journey. So these are my earnings goals. So coming back to the wealth cycle, I also mentioned that besides earning, maybe also investing is the area that I should be improving more. So I also want to therefore share with you my investment goals. So for investing, I have a savings plan into ETFs where I put aside every month a specific amount and invest this amount into ETFs. You can say it's a global stock market ETF, but actually I split it up into 3 different ETFs covering different regions around the globe. So my goal here is just to continue this investment approach for ETFs. Continue dollar cost averaging into those 3 ETFs throughout the whole year 2023. Then besides the dollar cost averaging plan into ETFs, I'm also a very passionate stock picker. I really like to analyze companies and their financial situations, their business model, and also how the company is evaluated in the market. This is one of my big hobbies. So I want to take some time at the beginning of this year to reflect the outcome from my last year's, from 2022 stock picks. So every year, for every investment that you're doing, ideally you will get some learning out of it. And over time you can improve your strategy over and over. And especially if you just went through a year like 2022 with a huge downside in the stock market, you can maybe see that maybe your strategy has some flaws. So I also realized maybe some of my stock picks were not ideal. And I want to analyze the reasons, what caused me to buy the companies and what happened wrong in some of the companies with underperformance. I also at the same time also want to analyze the ones that worked well. What caused me to buy those companies and what are the triggers that went to a good performance. So I want to reflect on this at the beginning of this year, and in order to slightly tune and improve my stock picking strategy. Then also one thing that we are at least considering, we have invested into some rental properties and therefore have some mortgages. So now as the mortgage rates are increasing, of course the trade-off of where to put your money gets potentially more expensive for having a mortgage. So therefore we will maybe reconsider, should we pay down our mortgages a little bit more aggressively than what we originally planned for. So that's another thing that we are considering for this year. Not for sure yet whether or not we are doing it, but it's certainly in our considerations. So these are the things that we are planning to do for investments. So coming back to the wealth cycle, as mentioned before at the beginning, I think the main goal for your financial goals should be just focusing on your weakest links. I think my spendings and also my savings rate are my strongholds. So therefore, I don't really need any specific goals for there. Still, for spendings, my main goal is just to continue as I'm doing what I'm doing now, continue to live frugally and consider where my money outflow is going. And for savings, I don't have a specific goal here yet, but at least I hope that I can keep the same savings rate like in 2022. So I want to keep the same savings rate. And currently my savings rate is pretty high, but I haven't figured out what's my final savings rate for 2022 yet, because I'm recording the video before the year's ending. So once the year's ending, I will analyze what was my savings rate and then try to at least hold my savings rate for the next year. So coming back to the video review, I hope I could give you some insights on what I'm doing, and also I hope I could give you some inspirations what you might be doing and planning, setting your goals financially for this upcoming year. What exactly are your financial goals? Please write them in the comments below. I would be happy to hear from you. So thanks a lot for joining me today. I look forward to see you again in our next videos, and especially I look forward to see you winning financially.